Hey there. So using terminal or some sort of command line interface is essential for anyone working with computers, and especially for programmers. It allows you to do a deep dive into your computer if something goes wrong. It allows you to execute scripts, install software, and also allows you to execute your code. And lastly, it allows you to use Git. And if you haven't used Git before or heard of Git, you can check out one of my previous videos about Git. And so where to start? How do you go about using terminal, and where do you start? So in this video, I'm going to be talking about how you would use terminal, when to use terminal, and some basic terminal commands. So I hope this is helpful for you. My name's Henrik, and I'm here to teach you how to program your own applications, stress less, build more, save time, and improve lives and the lives of others. And before we begin, if you're a new programmer and you want to get into the tech industry, or maybe you just want to get better at programming, I've got a free guide called my Personalized Finance App Programming Guide. It's a guide that teaches you to go from no coding experience to building your first app. It's a step-by-step guide, and it's free. And it shows you how I would think about coding this application. Basically, in this application, it teaches you how to take your credit card transactions and categorize them into different budget categories. And I think it's a fun project to do, and it'll give you a lot of motivation to build. And you can download that in the link in the description. Alright, so first I want to talk about the why. Why do we want to learn terminal? And I'll just give you some basic background about computers. So there's two ways that you can interact with your computer. You can either use a GUI, which is what most of us do every day, or you can use a command line interface. And that's just like a terminal. It's just a black screen usually, and you can just type in commands and it'll give you an output based on the command that you entered. And we'll go through some examples later on in the video. So a common way that people use command line interface or terminal is in servers. And for example, in my job, I was using cloud servers, and the way I interacted with those servers and built and created them and run them was through command line interface or terminal. So for beginner programmers, I can think of two main ways that you would start using terminal right away. The first one is in scripts, and scripts allow you to install software. It allows you to build your code or compile your code, and then it also allows you to execute your code. So scripts are really important for beginners and just everyone in general, but as a beginner, those are where you would start. And then the second one I think you would use terminal for is for Git. If you're a beginner programmer, then you would need to use Git. Terminal commands are especially important in Linux. Whenever you want to do something in Linux, usually it involves the terminal of some sort. If you want to install something or you want to configure something in your computer, usually you're guided towards using terminal. And likewise, Mac and Windows also use terminal. Mac has a terminal application as well that is used the same way. And then Windows also has some command line interface tools like CMD and also Git Bash. So those are ways that you would start using terminal and command line interface tools. As I've said before in previous videos, when you're a programmer, you're a digital builder, and digital builders need to know how to navigate the digital world, and they need to navigate digitally. And the main way we do that is through terminal. And the way I kind of think of it is like, if you don't know how to use terminal as a programmer, it's kind of like a pilot who doesn't know how to drive a plane manually. You can't always count on having an IDE, or you can't always count on having a GUI when you interact with a computer, but you can always count on the computer giving you some sort of command line interface. So I think one useful bit of information to know is that every computer, or almost every computer, has a sort of file storage system. Your computer has a file storage system, obviously, because you store files in there, your documents, and phones have them. You can use your files application to navigate the files. And basically there's two kinds of data there, right? It's directories, which are folders, and then files. And so I'm going to go through how you would navigate your file storage system, and also how to create or how to interact with those files in your system, and or how to create folders through a terminal. Alright, so let's get into it. So this is terminal, and when you open terminal, you're in the home directory. So when you open Finder for the first time, it brings you to your home directory. This is your home directory. You can go into your desktop, or you can go into different directories here, or folders. And it's the same in terminal. So here's terminal, and I'm in the home directory. And if you want to know where you are, the first command I'll be teaching is pwd. So you type in pwd, so /users/Henrik is the directory that I'm in. Now, if I want to look at what files or directories are in this directory, you just do the command ls. And it shows you all the files and directories that are in that directory. And this is the home directory, right? So it shows you the same directories, right? Home, applications, desktop, documents, downloads. And it's the same here, applications, desktop, documents, and downloads. So we're going to go into my directory. And in order to go into a certain directory, you do cd. So you type cd and then the name of the directory. And then you see your terminal will update, and it'll show you it'll show you the folder that you're in. So it says Henrik M Dev, so that's the folder or directory that I'm in. And then you can do ls to see what's inside. So in here we have a basic C file and then some executables. So let's go into the Finder and I'll show you exactly where those are. So you go here and then you go Henrik M Dev, and there you go. There's the a.out, the git. Oh, this is actually a directory. And then there you have your executable and your C file. Now if you want to go backwards, if you want to go into the previous directory, you want to get out, kind of like this back button here. If you want to go back, you can do that in the terminal too. You have to do cd and then ... And that means you're going outside of this directory into the previous directory, and now you're back here in the home directory, and that's what this directory is. Okay, so those are some basic navigation commands. Now let's go back into my directory, Henrik M Dev. So let's just play in here. So in terminal, let's go back into Henrik M Dev, cd, Henrik M Dev, and then I do ls, and then I'm back in the directory. And you can hit clear to just make it clean again, back, and remove all the history. It's actually, you didn't remove the history. It's actually, it just made some spaces and made everything nice, look nice. But it's actually still there. If you scroll up, it's still there. But anyways, if you do clear, I wasn't intending to show that, but if you do clear, you can actually make it look clean again. So now I want to teach you some file directory type commands. So I'm going to do creation commands, and then modifying type commands, and then deleting type commands. Those are the main basic ways that you can interact with your file. You can either create a file, or you can modify a file, or you can delete a file, or you can create a directory, you can modify a directory, or you can delete a directory. So those are the three main functions. And then you can do ls to see what's inside. We can create a directory. We'll make the directory and we'll call it terminal tutorial. And then there you can actually see in the folder, there was a folder called terminal tutorial. And we can go inside in the Finder, and also likewise we can go inside in the terminal. So terminal tutorial. We can ls and see what's inside. There's nothing inside, and we can start afresh again. Now we created a directory. Now let's create a file. So I like to create files using vi, and I like vi because you can usually count on it being installed in your terminal. So we can do vi and then test.c, and I can do a tutorial about how to use vi, but basically it creates a file, and then you can write some things in here. You have to press I first to go into insert mode, and then you hit escape to get out of insert mode. But yeah, so I press I and then I can type stuff, and then I press escape to go back, and then I use this to do a command in vi. And if this is too complicated, you can look up some tutorials on vi, or I can make a video about it. So I'm just going to create a file called test.c, and there you go, you saw it in the Finder. Test.c was created. And then you can do another, so I'm going to show you another command in terminal, and that is cat. So if you do cat, you can see what's inside the file without using VI. You can just do cat test.c and it shows you what's inside. It's kind of like hitting the space bar on your file. You can do a preview of it by pressing space. It's kind of like the same idea. You do cat test.c. So there you go. So now you know how to create a file, you know how to create a directory, you know how to read a directory, read a file, and if you want to edit, I would recommend using VI or learning VI, and you can edit here, and then you can remove some stuff, and then write it, and then look at what it says, stuff, or you can just modify it here. But when you start using IDEs, and I'll show you later on, you can just modify the files in your IDE. So, but in terminal, I would recommend using VI to modify your file. If you want to delete test.c, you do rm and then test.c. Okay, so now it's gone. See, it's gone. And if we want to delete a directory, we can't delete. I want to delete terminal tutorial. But I can't delete it from while you're inside it. You have to get out of the directory, and then you can see the directory here. And likewise, I want to get out of here. I don't want to be inside while we're deleting it. But I want to delete this, kind of like moving it to trash. But we're going to do it from the terminal. So I like to use rm-rf terminal tutorial. And you can see it disappeared in the background, so now it's gone. You can type ls to see. Okay, see, it's not there anymore. Okay, so I think those are the basic commands. There's pwd, there's ls, cd. Oh, I went back to the home directory when I typed cd. But cd, Henrik M, dev, and the directory name to go back in, and then cd ... to get out. So those are, to summarize, those are the navigation commands. And then the file directory commands, it's you go make directory, mkdir, and tutorial. Then you can go into the tutorial, and then you create a file. Sorry, I'm going too fast. And then you can do catfile.c to look at it, and then you can delete the file. Then you cd ... get out of there, and then delete the directory. Okay. So now, yeah, the example directory is gone. And there you go. So those are the commands again. And I would like to show you where you can start using terminal. You can use it in your terminal application, but you can also use it in VS Code. So if you have VS Code, I did a tutorial about that. You can actually show the terminal here. If you go to view and then you go to terminal, then you can see the terminal. So it's the same idea. ls and then make directory hello, and then cd hello, go inside. Oh, you can see on the side that hello was created. It's a directory that was created. And then you can do cd hello, and then test.c. And then you can say hi there, and then write the file, and then ls, there it is, test.c. It's inside hello. You can look at it, there it is, and you can see there's the file that I created. You can start modifying it in here, and then you save the file in your text editor in VS Code. And then I can read test.c here, and now it just says hi. Or if I update it here, hi there, save, cat test.c, hi there. And then we can delete it from here, rm test.c. Okay, now VS Code is saying this file was deleted, so we exit out. cd ... get out, and then we can delete the hello folder that we just created. And see, it disappeared. So you can see it in VS Code, and also you can see it in REPL IT. In online IDEs, they usually have these terminals as well. So in terminal, in REPL IT, you also have a terminal here. It's called console. And let's just make this larger. Okay, so here you can do ls. You can see what's inside. You can see what cat main.c. Then you can see what's inside the file. You can create a file, and you do new file here. Hello. And here's the file. Oh, sorry. Here's the file in here. Hey. And you can do cat hello. There it is. Hey. So you see the same idea. The console is here, and then shell is actually the same. You can do ls. We can delete hello, and it disappeared. Okay. All right. So you can see terminal is useful when you're using IDEs like REPL-IT, or you can use VS Code, and then you can also use the application itself. All right. So that's my video on terminal. I hope it made sense to you, and I hope it can get you started to start using terminal. And also it may help you make sense of some of the tutorials you see online that involve using terminal. So I hope it can get you started. And where are you in your programming journey? Are you using terminal already in your programming journey? Or if you haven't used it, why not? And if you are using terminal, I would like to hear, what do you use it for mainly? And if you like this content, be sure to let me know and I can make more of it. And if you haven't downloaded it already and you are a new programmer, or you want to get into programming, or maybe you have some projects already and you want another project that you can use to build your programming skills, I've got a guide called My Personalized Finance App Programming Guide. And I think it's a really good programming guide because it shows you step by step how I would think about doing things. And that's how you learn your programming language. You learn through using it and using it to build something. Alright, well, thanks for watching this video. I hope everything made sense, and look forward to seeing you in the next one. Peace.